Okay, let's dive right in. We're doing a deep dive today on, well, on high density video distribution. Specifically, we're looking at these WolfPack 1080p AV over IP matrix systems. Our mission really is to quickly unpack what these systems do, how they handle, big video setups, up to around 30 TVs.
Right. And what's immediately striking, I think, is the foundation. The tech itself. It's basically ditching all that expensive dedicated AV cabling for standard network gear, AV over IP. That's the core. But the really clever part, PoE, power over Ethernet.
Ah, yeah.
So you're just running one network cable, like a CT6, to each screen. That does data and power. Just makes installs way, way easier, saves a ton of time.
That PoE aspect, it feels like the real game changer here. It makes these WolfPack switchers practical for, say, a sports bar or a restaurant needing, up to those 30 screens. All the components, by the way, you can grab those from HDTV Supply.
Exactly. And that 30 TV number, it's interesting. Technically, maybe you could push it, but this setup is really optimized for a standard 1 gigabit switch.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal for integrators, right? Because 1 gig means you have to be smart about video compression.
Okay.
So they use H.264, H.265 protocols. You get a choice there. H.264 is everywhere. H.265 is, well, it's more efficient, higher compression.
Gotcha. And performance-wise, you mentioned CT6. How far can you push the signal?
Pretty far, actually, up to 450 feet over standard CT6. Solid performance.
Okay. But the number that jumped out at me was the latency, 80 milliseconds. Why is that specific number, so important for someone using this commercially?
Yeah, 80 milliseconds.
Yeah.
That's kind of the sweet spot for just showing content menus, sports, digital signs. It's fast enough that you really don't notice any lag. It feels responsive, not sluggish,
Right. Keeps things smooth.
Exactly. And we should definitely mention it meets SEC security standards and it's HTCP compliant. That's crucial for, copyrighted stuff.
Absolutely essential. And one quick thing on the cost side. Something we always look for, no monthly license fees, which is pretty different from a lot of enterprise AV gear. That really brings down the total cost over time.
Oh, that's a huge plus. A real strategic benefit long term.
Definitely. Okay, so let's talk about the user side, the AHA features. This wireless real-time video preview. Tell me about that, because usually you just get a little static icon for your source.
Right. And that's the problem it solves. This system actually shows you the live video feed from the source right there on the iPad controller.
Wow. Okay.
Think about it. If you're managing 20, 30 TVs in a busy place, seeing exactly what you're about to send out before you send it, that eliminates so many mistakes.
Yeah.
Fewer frantic calls for tech support. It just tackles that major operational pain point head on.
I can see that. Less guesswork, more accuracy. And that control, it extends to the outputs too with this drag and drop video walls feature.
Yes. The flexibility here is, well, it's incredible. You can basically create video walls of any size, any configuration, just by dragging sources onto screens in the app.
Uh-huh.
But the really cool part for, say, digital signage managers, optional rotation, 90 degrees, 180, 270 flip.
Oh,
That
interesting.
means you don't need an engineer if you want to mount a screen vertically. You just change it in the software. Instant control over orientation.
So all this control comes together in the WolfPad tablet system.
Yeah.
Runs on standard iPads, Android tablets, using Wi-Fi apps.
That's the nerve center, yeah.
Ah,
And the control is seriously granular.
how so?
Well,
Yeah.
you're not just switching generic HDMI 1 to TV5. You can actually change specific channels on things like DirecTV boxes, DISH receivers, cable boxes, even Roku.
Yeah, really. It talks directly to the channel lineup.
Exactly. It integrates deeply.
Yeah.
The AV system is actually communicating with those external devices.
Right.
So you can pick, say, ESPN on DirecTV and send it straight to TVs 3, 7, and 12 instantly.
That's impressive.
And you can do group controls, too. Turn all 30 TVs on and or OFF with one tap. Plus, the app can show you a floor plan, see what's playing where, even show TV listings. It's very integrated.
Okay, so let's talk context. How does this translate into actual systems and pricing? You mentioned components start low.
Yeah, the starting point for building your own system, just getting the basic transmitter or receiver, is around $150. It's very modular.
Right.
But to give you a sense of scale, a pre-configured system, say a 1080p 8 input by 24 output switcher, that's around $5,550.
Yeah.
And if you need more, like the high-end 16 input by 30 output version, you're looking at about $7,725. So you see how it scales up based on the ins and outs you need.
Makes sense. It shows that scalability for different size professional jobs. Rack mountable too, I assume?
Oh, yes. Definitely designed for professional rack installations. Scalable ins and outs is the core benefit there.
So, summing it up for you listening, what we're seeing here with WolfPack is this blend. You get the network efficiency, the simplicity of PoE dot combined with really powerful but still simple integrated control, especially that live preview and the direct channel changing from the tablet. That feels very user focused.
It absolutely is. And, thinking ahead, raises a really interesting question. Considering how this system can drill down and control sources like Roku, DirecTV, DISH at the channel level, how is this rise of AV over IP with this kind of deep integration going to change what we expect from non-TV devices in the future, especially in commercial spaces? Will every media player, every source eventually need to speak this language of network control to even play in that environment? Something to think about.